Dolls. They have been a part of human culture for centuries, serving as companions, playthings, and even as objects of ritualistic significance. From the simple rag dolls of ancient civilizations to the intricately crafted porcelain dolls of the Victorian era, these figures have always held a special place in our hearts and homes. They represent innocence, childhood, and play. For many, dolls are cherished keepsakes, reminders of simpler times and the boundless imagination of youth. They are often passed down through generations, carrying with them the love and memories of those who once held them dear. But what happens when these symbols of purity become vessels of terror? When the very objects that once brought comfort and joy begin to evoke fear and dread? The transformation of a doll from a benign plaything to a harbinger of horror is a phenomenon that has fascinated and terrified people for generations. Haunted dolls with their glassy eyes and unnerving smiles have captivated our darkest imaginations for centuries. These eerie figures often appear in folklore and urban legends, their stories passed down through whispers and campfire tales. They are said to move on their own, to whisper in the dead of night, and to bring misfortune to those who dare to possess them. They serve as chilling reminders that evil can lurk in the most unassuming objects. The idea that something so innocent could harbor malevolent forces is a concept that strikes at the very core of our fears. It challenges our perceptions of safety and normalcy, making us question the true nature of the world around us. These objects, imbued with unknown energies, offer a glimpse into the realm of the paranormal. They are believed to be conduits for spirits, entities that have unfinished business or unresolved emotions. The dolls become vessels for these energies, their lifeless eyes hiding the secrets of the supernatural. A world where spirits roam free, attaching themselves to objects that resonate with their tormented past. The connection between the doll and the spirit is often a mystery, a puzzle that invites both fear and curiosity. Why do these entities choose dolls? What is it about these inanimate figures that draws them in? Join me as we delve into the history of these haunted playthings and uncover the terrifying truth behind their existence. We will explore the stories of some of the most infamous haunted dolls, examining the evidence and the experiences of those who have encountered them. Prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown, where the line between reality and the supernatural blurs, and where the innocent becomes the terrifying. No discussion about haunted dolls is complete without mentioning Annabelle. This seemingly innocent-looking doll has a dark and terrifying history that has captured the imagination of many. This seemingly ordinary Raggedy Ann doll with her rosy cheeks and yarn hair belies a sinister secret. To the untrained eye, she appears to be just another child's toy, but those who have encountered her know better. In 1970, a young nursing student received Annabelle as a gift from her mother. The doll was meant to be a comforting presence, a reminder of home during her long hours of study and work. Little did she know, this gift would soon become a source of unimaginable terror. It wasn't long before strange occurrences began. At first they were subtle, small movements, objects slightly out of place. But as time went on, the activity escalated. The doll seemed to move on its own, shifting positions when no one was looking. The doll moved on its own, leaving handwritten notes, and even appeared to levitate. The notes were particularly disturbing, often containing cryptic messages that seemed to be warnings or threats. The young woman and her roommate were terrified, unsure of what to do or who to turn to. The terrified student called upon paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren for help. The Warrens were well known for their work in the field of the paranormal, having investigated numerous cases of hauntings and possessions. They agreed to take on the case, intrigued by the reports of the doll's behavior. The Warrens, convinced that Annabelle was possessed by a malevolent entity, removed the doll from the student's apartment. They believed that the spirit inhabiting the doll was not that of a young girl, as it had claimed, but something far more sinister. Annabelle now resides in their occult museum, confined to a glass case where it continues to be a source of paranormal activity. Visitors to the museum report feeling uneasy in her presence, and some claim to have experienced strange phenomena after viewing the doll. The Warrens' daughter, who now runs the museum, ensures that Annabelle remains securely locked away, a reminder of the dark forces that can sometimes inhabit even the most innocent of objects. Robert the Doll, a sailor-suited effigy, has haunted Key West, Florida for over a century. Gifted to Robert Eugene Otto in 1906, this doll quickly became his constant companion. However, Robert's presence was far from comforting. The doll moved around the house, giggled menacingly, and even seemed to converse with young Robert. Neighbors claimed to have seen Robert watching them from the windows, his expression changing from playful to sinister in an instant. To this day, Robert the doll remains at the Fort East Martello Museum, where visitors claim to experience his mischievous and often malevolent energy. Mandy and Pupa Haunted Histories. These names might sound innocent, but they are far from it. They are part of a chilling collection of haunted dolls that have captured the imagination and fear of many. Annabelle and Robert are just the tip of the iceberg. These infamous dolls have been the subject of movies, books, and countless investigations, but they are not alone in their eerie existence. The world is filled with stories of haunted dolls, each with its own chilling history. From the United States to Europe and beyond, these dolls have left a trail of fear and fascination. Mandy, a porcelain doll from the early 1900s, resides in the Quesnel Museum in British Columbia. Her story is one of sorrow and mystery. Found abandoned in an old farmhouse, Mandy was donated to the museum by her owner, who could no longer bear the strange occurrences surrounding her. Her owner donated her after experiencing a series of unsettling events, including disembodied crying coming from the doll. Visitors to the museum have reported feeling uneasy around Mandy, and some claim to have heard the faint sound of a child crying when near her display. Then there's Pupa, a life-sized Italian doll with a reputation for moving on her own. Pupa's story is equally haunting. She was created in the 1920s, and was a beloved companion to a young Italian girl. Legend has it that Pupa was once the cherished companion of a young Italian girl who tragically passed away. After the girl's death, her family noticed strange occurrences involving the doll. Pupa seemed to move on her own, changing positions and even appearing in different rooms. Her owner claimed that Pupa moved her limbs, rearranged objects, and even left messages written in her own childish handwriting. These messages were often pleas for help or expressions of sadness, as if the spirit of the young girl was still attached to the doll. The family, unable to cope with the eerie events, eventually locked Pupa away. But the doll's legend continues to this day. These haunted dolls are more than just toys, they are vessels of mystery and fear. Each one carries a story that blurs the line between reality and the supernatural. Whether you believe in their haunted nature or not, the tales of Mandy, Pupa, and others like them continue to captivate and terrify those who encounter them. As we delve deeper into the world of haunted histories, we uncover more than just ghost stories. We find a connection to the past, a glimpse into the lives of those who once cherished these dolls, and a reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the unknown. So the next time you see an old doll, remember the stories of Mandy and Pupa, and wonder what secrets they might hold. Manifestations of evil. Signs of a haunted doll. Haunted dolls manifest their malevolence in various ways. Some move around on their own, their limbs creaking in the stillness of the night. Others whisper, giggle, or even scream, their tiny voices echoing with unsettling clarity. Changes in facial expressions are also common, with smiles morphing into menacing sneers and innocent eyes taking on a sinister glint. Many owners report feeling cold spots near the dolls, accompanied by an overwhelming sense of dread.